Well, 3-0.
Good win.
Better, I'll say. OU won again, and I guess we should get to it. This is yet another episode of Days of Us Sooners, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma Sooners football. I'm your host, Britton Summers. I'm here with my co-host, Todd. He is also my dad. So how you doing, Dad?
Doing good.
But yeah, 3-0. We're 3-0 now.
Good win. Were you nervous?
I was a little bit going in, and then in the first half, I was like, all right, we really got our act together.
Yeah, started off great, right?
And then we kind of dropped an egg in the second half, and I was like, oh boy, now I'm worried again.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll have some more thoughts on that as we get through this episode. But overall, a solid outing. I think there's still some things that need to be fixed, of course.
100%.
Now we're really going into the Viper's Nest. We're game day. We're doing game day next week against Tennessee.
Oklahoma. It's been a while. I don't even remember the last one we had in Oklahoma.
Against Josh Heupel, our old quarterback, who now looks suspiciously like Bobby Hill. He's at the wrong colored orange team, I should say.
It's better than that burn orange.
And speaking of that team, Texas is number 1.
How does this happen?
I have no idea. I guess I saw on the sheet that we looked at. Georgia kind of struggled. I tried calling you back in, being like, "Dad, is this real?" But I didn't. I guess you were outside or something. But yes,
it was real.
But Texas is number 1, and that just makes me sick. But you know what? I'd love nothing more than to, because it's part of OU's joy, embarrassing Texas when they're having a good time.
Beating them as they're ranked number 1 would be there's probably no bigger pleasure in the world than to beat Texas when they're number 1 and just break that Longhorn heart.
Texas Tech did it, but we'll get to that because we're starting a new little routine on this. But yeah, good win aside from despite from the problems, good win.
We were nervous about winning this game. Remember, you were kind of hedging. Now you were like, I'm not sure. And I had to go ahead and push us over and say, yeah, we're going to beat Tulane. So somehow, some way, I think my quote was.
If I recall, what I said was, if we play our cards right, we'll win.
You did say that.
And we mostly did. Mm-hmm. So it was a good win. Mm-hmm. Though, again, second half, there were problems. So...
That's why we call it Days of Our Sooners, right? If it was all blowouts, we'd just call it butt kickings by the Sooners.
We'd call it, man, we're doing really great right now, and I have nothing to complain about.
That's right. So, now what were some things that you liked about the game? What were some of your favorite plays? Or
looked like offense was finally getting something together in that first half. Defense looked good. Mm-hmm. Our Mason Thomas came out of nowhere. I guess, Brent had a cigar and was like, all right, kid, go in there, Mickey style. And he's like, oh, really? And he ran in there. And I guess he just was like, he was hungry because he was tearing it up out there. And I'm like, where was this guy at before?
I know. He said, Tulane. No, you're not.
You're not beating. You didn't beat us in 2021. You're not beating us today.
Not in our house. So.
I guess it's during hurricane season because speaking of coincidences, another hurricane hit New Orleans, and just I don't know, Tulane. I guess that's just hurricane season.
Well,
I don't know.
You know how they came up with that big green wave mascot.
That angry wave.
Yeah, I like that angry
looks
wave.
like Muhammad Ali in that famous photo.
With the bullhorn. Just Tulane on the side. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So, yeah, offense. Jackson Arnold, a little better.
Yeah, he won the game. Really.
Yeah.
Even though he was kind of Ryan's all like Ryan texts me, my uncle, his brother. He's like, oh no, Jackson Arnold might not be it, and I'm like, dude. And then he scores a touchdown, and I didn't say nothing to him. I just went, TD, we did it.
Each week he's getting a little better, get better. This week he better come around. Hasn't had 200 yards passing all year. That's pretty nerve-wracking.
That's his first. This is his first big game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Sam Bradford is disgusted, right?
Yeah. No, I bet Jason White's like, God, what's this kid doing? This is crap.
We'll keep riding with him. We'll keep riding with him. So.
Hey, I always appreciate he stuck with us even when Lincoln decided to pull his old gonna leave in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Clandestine style.
He's like, left, nope. And he stayed with us, so we got to stick with him, right?
Yeah.
He stuck with us. Let's stick with him. Let's see what he can come in turn into.
I think we owe him that much.
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Because 2022, we were looking pretty not miserable. Because I would say we were a pretty average team. You can watch the first season. We had a lot of fun recording that one.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
And some bad ones too.
Now, what were some things you disliked about the game?
Offense dropped an egg in the second half for the most part. Yeah. That was pretty frustrating.
What about that pick six?
Oh my God, that was unfortunate.
That brought the game into
nerve-wracking
mode, right?
Like, can you stop? I'm like, can you stop trying to give your fan base heart attacks every week? That would be nice.
And this is why we named this show Days vs. Sinners, right?
Because
it's up and down, emotional. We got it. Oh, easy game. And then...
Yeah, I thought Houston would be an easier game, but...
Oh, yeah.
I would say this was a better game than Houston. Yeah. So, I
like the game,
small steps, Dad. Small steps.
Yeah, I agree.
I know there might be some more cynical fans who are like, well, that's not saying much, Britton, but small steps. That's all I got to say.
Well, we're 3-0. Tennessee is 3-0, so we're at the point where we wanted to be, right? Game day in Oklahoma, I was not expecting that, but there's not any really great games this week, so, it's our first SEC game, so why not have it in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Bring the boys in.
Also, Tennessee, Heupel's really turned them around. Well, as long as our team is doing pretty good, it should be a fun game.
Now, I'm sure they're going to have some tributes to Heupel there at the stadium. You think the Oklahoma fans are going to treat the old son of ours well?
I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't think we're LSU.
No, I think
now if he went to Texas, that might be different. But Tennessee, he'll be fine.
Did you hear him in his weekly conference call talking about the Oklahoma football team, where he wouldn't be where he is without Oklahoma football, wouldn't be where he is without Bob Stoops and a lot of the coaches and players that are still around here. And then he said that the Oklahoma fan base is a great fan base, rabid fan base, and that he felt like the fan base would probably take it easy on him and be quiet when Tennessee is on offense. You think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, we're not that nice, right?
We still want to win, but no worries. No love lost.
He was the golden boy that won our last national championship, so there should be some love in the stadium for him. So
you think he was joking when he said that?
I think so. Yeah.
I would imagine, because if he unironically believed that, I'd be like, bro, you haven't played. I hate to say this, but you must not know football very well if you actually believe that.
He had a little smirk on his face when he said it. So I think he was kidding. He's really puffed up.
Yeah.
Got that, what do you call him, Bobby Hill?
Yeah, people are calling him Bobby Hill on Twitter. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, well.
No, I don't mean to make fun of him because, I respect him. Even though his career as an offensive coordinator was a bit disappointing.
It was.
But it seems he got past it, though. He went to UCF, did pretty good over there, and now he's at Tennessee. And
doing real well.
Yeah. So, real well. Small steps, I guess.
Yeah, small steps. So let's talk about the game. At home, 6:30. Game days here.
Ooh, it should be a big one.
Let's go back through our predictions for the season since we have had this big win against Tulane. Their scoring offense. That means, how many points they score per game on average. 63.7 for the first 3 games. That's number 1 in the country.
Wow. That's...
Scoring defense, 4.33 points per game given up. Number 3 in the country. So they're top 5 in both categories.
Yeah.
You scared?
A little bit. I can't lie. A little bit. Yeah. Tennessee looks pretty dangerous.
Well, let's see who they played. So Chattanooga, heard of them?
Aren't they in our conference?
Chattanooga.
Yeah, no, but like last year, weren't they?
No.
Didn't they join Big 12?
No, they're not in our conference. Never will join the Big 12.
Oh.
Lost 69-3. That's a Tennessee little small school, maybe probably lower than Tulsa.
Yeah, I was on Twitter, and people were like, "Oh man, Tennessee smoked Kent State and that other team you brought up. I completely forgot them now. What was it called again? Chattanooga. Sorry.
69-3.
Hey, I think that's where the Kelseys came from. Or no, that's Cincinnati. My bad.
I was gonna say that doesn't sound right. Kent State 71-0.
I'm like, oh wow, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's stiff competition.
Yeah, you got to play somebody.
But then again, I thought that about Houston, and well, I don't know what. I prefer to pretend that didn't happen.
Great point. And then beat NC State. They were rated 24th at the time. Beat them 51-10. So they've got a pretty decent win. I mean, it's better than any win we have, I guess. So anyway, got a quarterback I think came out the exact same year as Jackson Arnold. So. And then Jackson Arnold was rated the number 1 quarterback, I believe, or maybe he was dual threat quarterback at the time. But you think that quarterback's got a little grudge against Jackson Arnold, or he's forgotten about all that?
Oh, I'm sure he, wants to play him and beat him, competitive spirit and all.
Mm-hmm. You think Apple wants to lay down for us and let us have a win? Since
no.
Not gonna happen? Okay.
I would think not.
Okay. So...
Unless somehow he gets visited by 3 OU spirits in the night or something like that, Boomer and Sooner spirits, but I doubt that's going to happen.
In the spirit of Benny Owens.
Bud Wilkinson shows up.
That's right.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Oh man, I hate predicting because I'm one of those guys. I'm like, because you know how they say any given Sunday, any given Saturday, anything could happen.
That's true.
I don't think... I'm not saying we're looking too great at the moment, but hey, they had our number back in 2016, and then Baker Mayfield showed up, and
my boy.
Yeah, just that was the game that made him, wasn't it?
It was the start of his big career, right there. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So I don't know, but
7-point favorite at home against us. So Tennessee is favored by 7.
Okay.
So I think losing by 7, I mean, I'd be very disappointed, but I wouldn't.
That wouldn't. It's not 49-0.
Right? Yeah, I'm worried about that. So
yeah, I don't want to get blanked again.
Yeah.
Though we do have because that game we just got our asses handed to us in that other game we're referencing to. I don't think that's gonna happen because we do have our starting quarterback.
Right.
And
our defense is better.
Our defense is pretty good, so that's probably gonna help some matters. Do you think it could be a tractor pull, or do you think it could be a high-scoring game?
I think it favors us if it is a tractor pull.
All right.
Right.
I'm gonna get more nervous though if it's a tractor pull.
This offense, I'm not seeing big high-scoring game. I don't see a shootout for sure. So I'd say I'm leaning towards tractor pull. So. The question is, can we win the game? Is it possible?
Well, as I like to say, if we play our cards right, we possibly could. But I think Tennessee has the better team. But that said, it has happened before that the team that was not better ended up winning. So I don't know.
That's true. It's at home. We are gelling. We've got 5 or 6 starters coming back from injury.
Oh, yeah, Nick Anderson's
back.
Yeah.
Your guy. Andrell Anthony.
Oh,
back.
Yeah, he's back. That's
Lineman
good.
Back. Okay.
That's good. All right.
So we don't know what we're going to see when we get our starters back. So we've been holding all these guys back, waiting for them to heal, and then maybe waiting for this game. So maybe.
Maybe this will be the time.
All right.
It'll be the time. I don't know.
Tennessee ranked number 6 in the country. It's the first of 5 SEC games we got coming up against top 10 teams. We got 5 SEC teams that are currently ranked in the top 10 that are on our schedule right now.
Jeez, I think going to war would be easier than playing those teams. I digress. Please don't get mad at me, veterans.
And let's see where Texas is on my sheet here.
Isn't Texas after Auburn?
Texas is right after Auburn, but we do have a bye week in between.
Oh, that's right.
We got some time to heal up. So I don't have the Texas schedule in front of me. I know they play Georgia, so they're going to play.
Ooh, that should be a fun game considering how they're playing right now.
Yeah, they got to play Georgia. But they do not play 5 of the current top 10 teams. So we got the short end of the stick on the scheduling. So, all right, we're pretty much kind of thinking Tennessee's got the edge, but we could win, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Okay.
I don't think we're gonna get annihilated like some more cynical fans are thinking. We're as much as 49-0 hurts me. That was definitely a fluke game. That was just horrible luck.
Yeah. Gabriel out. We had no backup quarterback.
Bevel sucked.
Terrible.
Just everyone misfiring. It was a terrible game. It was just bad.
And so, week after that, we're playing Auburn at Auburn, Jordan Hare Stadium. I have no idea why it's named that. I'm assuming an old coach or an old player, maybe an old politician there in Alabama. I'm not sure. It's going to be a 2:30 or a 3:15 game. This is on September 28th. They've beaten Alabama A&M 73-3, lost to Cal at home 21-14. And then beat New Mexico 45-19. So we're 3-0 now. We're kind of thinking 3-1. We've got Maine on our schedule. That's 4 wins. We got to find at least 2 more wins in this schedule.
I think we can beat Auburn.
Is Auburn one of those wins?
I mean, Auburn's always been kind of a well, unless they got like Cam Newton, they're usually pretty I don't want to say middle of the road, but they're generally solid.
Yeah.
Won't blow everyone away. Will sometimes be really great, but, inoffensive team. So I can see us winning that game.
Now, you remember, I think we talked about this last week, the tree.
The tree? Oh.
That the Auburn fans, after a victory, like to toilet paper the tree. But a guy that was an Alabama fan, named Harvey Updike.
Oh, jeez.
He nailed some kind of copper nails or some kind of nails into the tree and killed it.
Oh.
Killed a 80-year-old tree. What do you think about that guy?
Oh, jeez.
Are we that kind of fan? Me and
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Though I have heard the Auburn Alabama fans can get vicious. I heard one time someone shot a guy after a game. I don't see myself doing that to a Texas fan, but it's...
Well, they used to call our game against Texas the Red River Shootout, and I think something similar might have happened, and so they don't call it that anymore. I don't think they even call it the Red River Rivalry anymore. I think it's the Red River Showdown or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably because it's too much of a tongue twister to say Red River Rivalry.
That is a tough one. That is a tough one, especially for an old man like me. So Toomer's Oaks is where they have that old tree there. I don't know if they've planted a new tree or if it's just a little oak coming out of the ground right now. But we hope that there's no toilet paper thrown that night. Can we win the game against Auburn?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
All right, I'm with you. Be a nice 4-1 start to the season in the inaugural season of the SEC. Then we get a bye week, hopefully,
which is nice. Get everyone together.
Get everybody healed up.
Texas. We're gonna be preparing for that.
Then Texas in the Cotton Bowl. That's on October 12th, and the arrangements have been made. You and I will be sitting at a tiki hut.
Yes.
On the beach.
We're going to be in Florida.
In Florida. You looking forward to that deal?
I am. Yeah. It was kind of unexpected. You came in, you're like, crap. It's for my mom and his anniversary.
True.
And he's like, oh, man, I got it the same week as OU Texas. I'm like, why'd you do that? And he's like, I didn't think at the time.
I changed my whole wedding to avoid Texas, Oklahoma. We could have had it the week before, but that was Texas, Oklahoma week in 1993. So 31 years.
So yeah, that was just bad luck there. Yeah. But but we managed to get a ticket for me, so I'll be down there. I'll see if I can get some footage put into the Red River episode.
Yeah, I don't know that it was bad luck more than it was bad
timing,
bad planning by your old man. I think that was it. I got too excited.
Texas, number one
rated. I don't remember the last time Texas has been number 1 rated.
The last time I remember was like the Colt McCoy, Mac Brown era when Texas Tech just completely embarrassed them at home and ended up getting that touchdown in the last couple seconds. You know, when they were really good.
Put us into the to the championship game that year.
And
then they played in the national championship game against Alabama. Colt McCoy gets hurt right off the bat and ended that game quickly right there.
Yeah, no. I don't know, man. Texas, I hate to say it. I can feel the puke just spewing out of my mouth saying this, but I don't know. Texas, they look hungry. They look good. Could be in there. I hate saying this. I really do. You know how much I hate saying this, but it kind of looks like they could actually make it to the national championship if they play it right. I don't know. But don't get me wrong, I would definitely love to embarrass Texas on Cotton Bowl Day.
That would be nice.
That would be awesome.
That would be nice. Now, yours was injured this week and left the game in the first half.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, maybe we got a chance.
Yeah.
And then I saw some Archie Manning play, and I'm like, crap, he's also pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Arch Manning comes in and puts on a show, so... Texas beat Colorado State 52-0. Big win at Michigan, 31-12. Michigan didn't play well again this week against a humdum team.
I was about to say, like, that's another one where I'm like, ooh, wow, you beat a Michigan that's coming off of a national championship hangover. Real impressive, guys. Also, you beat a UTAF. Wow, stiff competition there, guys. But, you know, they look like a good team, though, now. At least right now, they look like a really good team.
Yep, they look great right now. We'll see. They beat UT San Antonio 56-7, nobody team. Then they got Louisiana Monroe. Not too worried about that one, I wouldn't think. Then Mississippi State.
Lebby. Gonna be playing Lebby.
And then they get a bye week like we do, and then they come in to play us. So pretty easy schedule coming into the OU. Other than the Michigan game, it looked good on paper prior to the season. They probably planned that game years ago. So
then Harbaugh left, and
fault. Yeah, not Texas's fault that Michigan won the national championship. Harbaugh leaves. The whole starting lineup, leaves Michigan, and so anyway, they have to play the teams that are in front of them. So. My question to you is, can we win the game?
I don't know, man. It's a rivalry game. Anything's possible. I would love more than anything to embarrass Texas on national television, but I don't know, man. They're looking pretty solid, and we're still kind of. I hate to say we're rebuilding, but at least the offense is rebuilding.
We're rebuilding on the offensive side.
Yeah, so I mean. I'll put it under we'll see.
Okay. So we'll,
unless Jackson Arnold's like, I'm going to be John Elway today and just freaking kills it out there, We'll see.
Days of our Sooners predictions. I haven't seen anything.
I don't think it's going to be 49-0. That's for sure.
Yeah. I don't see anything that's changed. I think last week we thought that Texas would probably win. So let's say we're 4-2 at this point.
Okay.
Not horrible. We've lost to Texas. Oh my gosh. Not happy about that at all. We've lost to Tennessee.
Oh, that means we've lost the season at that point.
We're really feeling bad about the color orange right now.
Yeah.
Nothing new here in Oklahoma. We've hated burnt orange since I've been alive, since you've been alive. And then the America's favorite orange, never been a fan of them, Oklahoma State. So nothing new there. And then we roll in with South Carolina coming to visit us.
Surprisingly, a scrappy team.
Not bad.
I mean, they had that kind of Old Dominion muck-up. I guess they're a solid team. I don't know.
I don't think so, but maybe. 23-19.
Either that or they really got their act together after week one.
Yeah, so. Beat Old Dominion 23-19. Beat Kentucky 31-6. This is the team that nearly defeated Georgia. This week.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
I mean, I am getting ahead of myself, but then they lose to LSU in a nail-biter.
That was a great game.
36-33. They had a field goal.
I was kind of pulling for them. I was like, beating LSU.
I was pulling for South Carolina. I like Coach Beamer.
No, but
so they've got. Let's see. They've got Akron that they're going to play before they come in here. They're going to play Ole Miss. They're going to play Bama back to back,
Oh.
and then they come see us. So I'm thinking after that run, they're going to be a little beat up coming into Oklahoma, right?
I do think we win that one.
Yeah, okay.
But
we're coming off playing Texas, so we might be a little beat up too. But I think we can
get our act together.
Win that one.
We can win that one.
So that would be 5-1. So we're looking pretty good there.
Or you mean 5-2?
5-2. Sorry, 5-2. And then we roll into Ole Miss.
Ooh, that should be a fun game. If you remember, didn't they beat LSU last year?
Ole Miss?
Or they either nearly beat them or they actually beat them.
They beat them because their only losses last year were to Georgia and Alabama.
Yes, that's
everybody
right.
else. So if they played them, they beat them. Now they are number 2 in scoring offense, scoring 56 points a game. They're number 2 in total defense, giving up only 3 points a game. Lane Kiffin's got that thing rolling. They beat Furman 76-0, Middle Tennessee 52-3, and Wake Forest 40-6. So they haven't played your top-notch competition yet.
Who are they playing before us in the SEC?
They are playing. I did not write that down, but I think they may have Alabama before they play us, but I'm not 100% on that. So
that's an old kind of rivalry, I guess. There've been a couple of great games between Ole Miss and that's another one. I'm not sure. It's kind of like Tennessee. They have a good team and they got a good thing going, but I think if we could play our cards right, we could win. But I'm not sure yet.
I'm not really scared of Ole Miss. Ole Miss, maybe this is their year, but this would be our third top 5 team.
Yeah. You mean top 10 team?
Top 10. They're ranked number 5 right now. Yeah, you're right, because Tennessee's number 6. So top 6. Top 6 teams in a 4-week span.
Oh, my God.
How's that feel? That's like NFL, right?
Yeah. I'm like, well, you should go to the pros. Forget college.
And then LSU, we'll see what they do, but they're number 16, so we're going to play 6 of the top 16 teams in the current poll this year. So that's what we're up against. So they've got a little. Well, the stadium's name's Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Only holds 64,000. That's like a high school game in Oklahoma, right?
I guess Mississippi doesn't put as much funding into football as we do.
Well, they haven't been that good in years. So
like Ole Miss is like that. Like there's the like big teams like Alabama, Georgia, Florida used to back in the day. Or well, Florida's kind of middling right now, and LSU who are like the big teams, and then there's like the really consistently solid teams. It's like Ole Miss and Tennessee and oh God, who else? Ole Miss. Or did I already say Ole Miss? I think I did.
Yeah.
And then there's like then there's like Arkansas and Mississippi State or Vanderbilt. They're just kind of pitiful.
That's who Texas is playing this year.
On the solid, I would say Texas A&M from time to time.
A&M can be solid. They're usually an underachiever, but yes, they can be solid.
And Mizzou's coming back. They used to be on that kind of bottom totem pole, but they're coming back, man.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a year or two here, and then they're going to be back where they belong, in the bottom, Missouri, in the bottom.
I've seen so many people just go like, "Oh, Mizzou is a stepping stone school."
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. They bring coaches in there to hopefully do an okay job and then get a better job. Now, one thing I do like about Ole Miss is they've got a cheer. It's called the Hottie Toddy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess I haven't watched a lot of Ole Miss games recently, but I haven't heard that.
I've heard it's a great atmosphere for tailgating. All the guys over there wear the little nice suits.
Oh, but that's super hot. Yeah. Mississippi. Oh,
doesn't matter. They're tough in the SEC. Unlike the Oklahoma students that bail out in a close game against Tulane.
Yeah, that was
empty the stadium. My goodness, what are we doing?
That was sad.
I don't know what's going on over
there. And our fan base was really good last week. Like they really stuck by us during that test.
And I don't know why the fans in the upper deck don't just pour down into that lower bowl and fill that thing up. I mean, if that was me there, I'd be right sitting in those nice seats.
Maybe they thought the game was over because we were beating them. I have no idea.
If there's any OU students watching this game, get your act together. What is going on with you? This is Oklahoma football. You're embarrassing us. Stay in the stadium. What are we doing, guys? My goodness. Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
So Hottie Toddy, that's a warm alcoholic drink called the Hot Toddy. Like that one, too. And I read that that was a cheer used throughout World War II. So I don't know anything else about that, but I'm trying to learn some things about the SEC. You see me putting in the extra effort.
Yeah, I see.
Vaughn Hemingway Stadium. No idea. I got to learn more about them. I don't know.
They're not Alabama and Georgia where
no, like that.
Where they're like, oh yeah, Bear Bryant.
Yeah.
Who else has played at Georgia? Like, who's a big Georgia name?
I don't know if you heard of a guy named Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker, yeah, that dude is I am not screwing with that man. I know a lot of people are making fun of him right now. I'm like, I would not screw with that guy.
He could do more one-arm push-ups than you and I put together, okay? On two arms.
And apparently he did it, like, by himself. I'm just like, that dude is an animal.
He never lifted weights. And there's been other great Georgia players, a lot of good defensive players. At least that great tight end they had last year is gone.
My God, that guy's an animal.
Yeah, so...
But they're missing him.
Anyway, looking forward to that Mississippi game. I'm not seeing it there. Maybe this is their year. This is their year. When they come to Oklahoma the next year, and Jackson Arnold's been here a couple years, and our defense is really coming together. I think they better get us this year is my point. They better get us this year. Ole Miss. We'll put you right back in your place. And then we got Maine, the Brown Bears, coming to Oklahoma. I don't know that we need to talk about that one much.
Feels like a war crime.
Brown Bear?
Yeah. Yeah. No, just we would have to really, really do something wrong to give them a chance. But
So we're 3-0 now. We're going to beat Auburn. We're going to beat South Carolina. Maine gets us bowl eligible.
Okay, so we're like 6-2.
If we're not bowl eligible by that point, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. Yeah, we're 6-2. 6-2. Win against the Maine Brown Bears. I'm just going to say win there. Enough said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Mizzou.
Playing the old rival.
We're into November now. We're November 9th. Mizzou at Missouri. They're ranked number 7. They've been ranked high before. So, again, not so scared of them. But they have beaten Murray State 51-0. Beat Buffalo 38-0. Nobody scored a touchdown on them. But here comes Boston College rolling in 27-21. I don't think Boston College is a juggernaut, right?
No,
I think Boston College is a little better than they have been this year. But...
I think they're like 24 in the rankings or something.
Boston College?
Yes.
They may have been. I don't know that they're ranked now. I could be wrong about that. But my point is, Mizzou looks vulnerable.
Yeah, I was about to say, they ain't invincible. They're not like Alabama or Georgia where I just sweat thinking about them, So, again, we play our cards right. I think we're beating Mizzou.
Yeah, they've got Vanderbilt coming up this week. Then they got A&M. Wow. Then they got a main game for us, UMass. Then they've got Auburn. Then they've got Alabama. Then they get to play us. So, again, I think they could be a little beat up and have a little bit less cockiness by the time they get to play the Oklahoma Sooners at Mizzou. We've won there, I don't know, 50 times, I bet. They got that little hill with the Mizzou there on the hill.
Got the tiger.
Got the little tiger. I'm not worried about this game here. As a matter of fact, I'm saying we're going to beat Mizzou.
All right, yeah, I agree with you. I think we got a good chance.
We can beat Mizzou. We can beat you, Mizzou. We're going to make the big brother show you what's up, okay? That's what I'm saying. So, all right, what's your prediction? Can we win?
Mizzou? Yes. I see us winning that one.
Okay, 7-2.
Oh, boy.
Here comes number 4, Alabama.
Oh, man. The Crimson Tide.
Uh-huh.
Well, Dar Saban ain't there anymore.
So, we got a chance.
And they are... Now, they're still good, so do not underestimate Alabama. Cornered rattlesnake is the most dangerous, as they say.
They can strike. You don't want to reach down and grab a cornered rattlesnake.
Yeah, no.
Better have some gloves on.
Yeah.
Or one of them sticks that they like to grab snakes
but
with.
they've proven they are not invincible. They were struggling against, not UCF. It was South Florida, wasn't it?
They were behind South Florida going into the fourth quarter.
Or they were struggling with them. I don't know if they were behind.
They were behind.
Oh, they were?
For sure. They were behind going into the fourth quarter. They rolled off a 28-3, 28-6 fourth quarter and ended up beating them 42-16. Beat a, okay Wisconsin team. Does Wisconsin throw any fear into you?
No.
Yeah, 42-10, so that's expected. They got Vanderbilt this week. Oh, no. They got, let's see, their next game, maybe they have a bye week, but their next game, I believe, is against Georgia.
Ooh.
And we need to root for Bama in that game. Georgia's coming up on a regular season streak that Oklahoma owns of 45 in a row. I'd like to see Bama knock that one out too. So
yeah, that's a load of crap.
Yeah. And then they've got Vanderbilt, and then they've got South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri, LSU, and then Mercer. That's basically a bye week, and then they come into Oklahoma off of basically a bye week of scrimmage against Mercer. So got the new coach. They look pretty good. Milrose, the quarterback,
not looking
dangerous. Not bad at all. And they got that Alabama defense. My question to you, Britt, can we win at home versus a non-Saban-led Alabama Crimson Tide football team?
Well, could be a classic.
Could be a classic.
But I think we could win.
Could be a classic. I think we can win. I'm not predicting a win. I think we could win.
Yeah, no,
I'm going to go ahead and predict a loss here.
All right.
And then we are, since we beat Missouri 7-3, and then we go down to Death Valley, LSU. I don't know.
I think again they're kind of going through that. Had that really good season with Jaden Daniels, kind of on that hangover a little bit, as I like to call it. Michigan's going through that hard right now.
Burrows beat us bad in that Sugar Bowl or wherever we played them at.
I prefer not to think about that episode. I like Joe Burrow, but I don't like thinking about that episode of OU football.
Not good. It was a beatdown, 63-14 or something. It was bad. That was one I wanted to turn off at halftime, but fans, I can't turn it off. I'm not like those OU students. I don't leave the game. I watch it till the end, and I'm going to listen to the radio afterwards. I don't care what happens.
Much to Mom's eternal frustration.
Can't help it. Been doing it for 60 years. I'm going to keep doing it till I die. So
Jaden couldn't save us that year.
They got UCLA coming up. Is that a big game? Is UCLA a big game these days?
They were solid last year. Chip Kelly's a good coach, even though he's not the nicest man from all accounts.
Is he still the coach there?
I have no idea.
I haven't heard otherwise, so we'll just say it's Chip Kelly's. I think he's gone, but maybe not. Then they got South Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, A&M, Bama, Florida, Vanderbilt, and then OU coming in to finish the season off.
I think they got a couple of tricky games like Ole Miss and Arkansas. They choked pretty hard against OSU, but they ain't playing. They're tired of being pushed around. It looks like.
Well, my question again, can we win against LSU at Death Valley? First year in the SEC.
I don't know.
Is LSU so beat down they don't care? Or is it because Oklahoma's coming to town, they're riled up? That's the question. We don't know what LSU team's going to roll in there at the end of the season.
Yeah. Sorry, my voice is being all weird today.
That's all right.
Can we win? That's one of those kind of like Texas. I have no idea. we could win if we play our cards right, but again, there's some things that shake my confidence a little bit.
I'm thinking.
Also, we're at their home. They're a pretty vicious fan base. I mean, it would be fun to embarrass LSU at home, but, I don't know.
That would kind of put some icing on the cake of the end of our SEC
be like,
season.
See, what were we all scared about?
We're big time. We're in the upper echelon of the the SEC. So
I almost said Big 12.
I almost did it. It's going to be hard to break, SEC. Not doing it. So anyway, I'm thinking 7-5, worst case scenario.
7-4, you mean?
7-4. Do we only have 11 games? Possibly so. I think we got 12 games. Maybe 7-5. Maybe I missed one in there. But then, worst case scenario, we lose to LSU, we lose to Alabama, we lose to Missouri, we lose to Texas, we lose to Ole Miss.
It's just our crap year.
Yeah, I'm thinking 7-5 is worst case scenario, and best case scenario 9-3, 10-2.
Yeah.
9-3, 10-2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hope for the latter. Let's go for that 9-3, 10-2. I believe in our guys.
Yeah.
I believe in Brent Venables. We got DeMarco Murray. Got Bill Bedenbow. I mean, come on, guys. Seth Luttrell, I'm not so sure about him. So, anyway.
It is his first year, isn't it?
It is his first year. I had some better play calling this week, I thought. I don't know. That second half, first half we looked good. Second half, not so good. Got me a little worried.
I told you this I told you this when the game was over on Saturday. I'm like, it seems that we can't get a consistent rhythm going. It's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Complementary football, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Offense is doing great, defense is doing great in the first half. Complementary football, and then all of a sudden we let down on defense, let them get a touchdown. Was that one of the worst PATs you've ever seen in your life?
I think that might be the worst I've seen in my lifetime.
I've never seen a kick go under.
I have no idea what
crossbar.
I have no idea.
And not be blocked.
I have no idea what happened there.
I mean, if the lineman would have just stood up, it would have hit him in the head, right? So
that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I would be seriously considering my options.
I would have gone for two the rest of the game. I'm surprised they let him go back out and kick. But
that was embarrassing. Like I'm not even just saying that because that's their player. That, I mean, because it's the team we were playing against. If we did that, I'd be like, oh my god, that guy we would probably run him out of town if that happened on our side.
The offense, 349 total yards, 167 passing yards. I mean, can we get over 200 this year? I mean, what's going on? I've never seen this inept since the John Blake era.
I mean, my kind of thoughts, you come up with a couple explanations, new offense, new coordinator.
Receivers missing.
Yeah.
Linemen out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could be it. Now, some people might say, they should, excuses, whatever. They should still be playing better. I don't know. I
agree.
I don't work.
Excuses,
I'm not playing over
we
there.
Should be playing better. I don't understand this. Played Jackson Arnold was capable. He had 300 yards against Arizona in the whatever bowl we played in last year.
Yeah, he won the game actually. Yeah, he ran for that great touchdown.
Well, did we know that was he capable of that? Did we know that with that big long run, and then he ran in for the touchdown, 21-yarder, ran for 47 yards around the end, had 100 yards until I think he took, he went backwards trying to waste time. I don't know why we did that, but anyway, ended up with 97 yards rushing by himself. So I did not know he had that in him. So that means the rest of our backs only got 85 yards.
Yeah, our running game's really struggled.
Running game is struggling. Tatum looks promising.
Yeah, Tatum was killing it out there.
Barnes looks like he's got a step. Sawchuk doesn't like to start playing until late in season. I don't know what's up with him. It's 3 years in a row.
Maybe it's like, it's too hot. It's like, it's too hot.
8 of 16 on third downs. That was an improvement.
Yeah.
I think we might have been 1 of 12 in the first game, and maybe 3 or 4 of 12 or 13 against.
So we're slowly getting our act together.
We're building. So that pick 6 that led him back in the game, though, really disappointing.
That was
on the
bad.
Offense.
That was bad.
And then finally, after we got a couple turnovers.
That was just a dumb mistake by Jackson Arnold.
Yeah, once we got the turnover, we scored the touchdown there in the fourth quarter and kind of put the game out of hand for Tulane.
And then our Mason Thomas, again, just, I guess Brent sent him out there, and he's like, I'll get him, coach, and tore it up out there.
Well, I was going to talk defense next. Billy Bowman pick.
That was great.
Yep, that's his 10th pick of his career.
He's our new Trey Brown.
Yeah. Not sure who owns the record in most picks in a career, but I think it might be a guy you've heard of, Darryl Royal.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to look that one back up again. But our Mason Thomas was a one-man wrecking crew, right? 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Blocked a pass.
Uh-huh. He was straight up bullying that Tulane quarterback.
Caused a fumble.
Uh-huh.
Picked the fumble up himself and won to score, right?
Then he got shoestringed.
Yeah, he got shoestringed to tack.
Which is a favorite move of many of our opponents.
How many times are we going to get shoestringed this year?
It's like take a shot every time we've gotten shoestringed.
Can we get the high step going and kind of break some of those? Gave up 279 yards, not bad. 173 passing, 106 rushing. My favorite part of the game, held Mario Williams to 36 yards receiving.
He barely showed up in the game because everyone was like, oh, man, Mario
Welcome
Williams.
back, kid. Welcome back.
Yeah, I was like, oh, man.
Scared, not scared, right?
Well, I mean, I wasn't, like, scared of Mario Williams. He was always a good receiver, but, like, I was like, man.
Pretty dynamic at OU his freshman year and wasn't bad at USC. Did not like it out there in the West Coast, so... back to Tulane, but we held him in check. They've got a pretty good quarterback there. That little quarterback they've got there.
He's sneaky.
At Tulane, not bad quarterback. So we did a nice job. They ran up 400-something yards against Kansas State. And Kansas State put it on Arizona this week. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. So, but anyway, then special teams, 2 field goals by Keltner. I think it was 29 and 39, nothing special there. Schmitty kicked the ball out of bounds on the kickoff. Can't happen, Schmitty. What? Why?
Yeah, no,
You want your scholarship? Kick it in bounds,
please. Schmitty wasn't helping us.
Yeah, had a 24-yard punt return by Bowen. That was pretty good. Remember, the guy kicked a 74-yard punt.
Yeah, and then you were pretty mad about that, and then he got some of that yards back.
Bowen got 24 yards back, so pretty good. Had a 31.4 punting average. So I don't know. I think some of those we were trying to kick it down inside the 10 there, so not too worried about Lukey and Zinga. But
he got one on the 1, didn't he? That was
shot! That was like a great golf shot, right? Hit on the 1 and backed up. So
that was insane.
Nice punt there. So and then back to the defense. Stutzman had 12 tackles. So
yeah, I mean, defense were kind of starting to slip a little bit in the second half, but I guess they're like, oh yeah, we got to win this game. The game ain't over yet. And stepped up.
So, overall, I mean, not the best performance. We need to keep building, but a win is a win is a win. We were worried about it last week, and we got the win. So, you pretty happy about it?
Well, I'm more pleased than last week. So, again, small steps.
Yep, 3-0?
Yes.
Cool. All right. How about some games from last week in the NCAA? The top game's got to be the one we've already kind of mentioned. Georgia 13. Kentucky just got rolled by South Carolina at 12. And they led the whole game, basically.
Kentucky... there's those teams that are always like a kryptonite to another team. Like what oh man, there's one for us. Kansas State is our kryptonite team. Every time we play them, something goes wrong. We can't just, give them a good beating and leave them be. They always fight us. Or oh man, who's another team I can think of?
Against OU?
No, not OU, just in general. Like, there's always, like...
That comes up and beats another team?
Yeah, who gives them a struggle. And you're like, they'll be doing good, and then they'll just, All
of a sudden they come against somebody, I don't know, I can't think of one.
But Kentucky is that team for Georgia for some reason.
All right.
Like, I remember they played them tough last year, and I was like... All right, Kentucky, let's hope they don't get the 47-1. It's on you, buddy. And then Darth Saban came in and saved
us.
Saved us.
You know who the coach of Kentucky is?
Isn't it one of the Stoops brothers?
Yeah, it's Mark Stoops, younger brother of Bob Stoops. So I was kind of root for them. So I was happy to see they played really well. I guess they were looking forward to Georgia. I don't understand how they lost.
They're like, hey, they're the
South Carolina.
I was about to say we got beaten last week, and that's the number 2 nation. We are not screwing around here today.
Then A&M beats Florida 33-20. Florida is just a shell of themselves, so I don't even know. If
Florida is just pitiful. At this. Again, I can see why they're mad at Urban Meyer because, like, again, they're just a shadow of them former selves.
Well, they're kind of one of those up and down teams too. They're either great or they're horrible. Right?
Yeah, no. So, I always remember that infamous review. Mullins walked out and was like, "Hey, how do you think? What do you think the team should do in the second half? Get better. So how have they been playing so far? Awful." And ran off into the. And I'm like,
he was telling the truth. Now he's on ESPN.
I was about to say. I think he got fired not too long after.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they wish they had him back right now. To be honest with you. Oregon in a rivalry game in the middle of September, 49-14 over Oregon State. Dylan Gabriel, another pretty good game.
Yeah, he was tearing it up out there.
You miss Dylan?
A little bit, but yeah. I'm glad we got Jackson.
Yeah. A team that everybody better watch out for, Miami Hurricane. Now they was against Ball State, but 62-0. They're rolling, right?
Well, they are called
U.
Yeah, I guess the U's coming back with a vengeance. You know, they're pretty mean.
Yeah, I did look on ESPN Plus.
They were kind of our rival there for a while, weren't they?
That's the team that was our kryptonite. If you want to talk about a team that we didn't want to play, that was Miami. So they're rolling again, and I did see on ESPN Plus that Convicts versus Catholics is on there. So.
I wanted to watch that 30
we'll watch
for 30.
That's a 2-hour special, so we'll take a look at that one. Little Brother 45, Tulsa 10.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Enough said
and
there.
And then here's a big one for us. K-State 31, Arizona 7. The longest winning streak broken. I don't even know who it is now. I tried to look it up. They didn't. It's so low that it's not even listed. It's probably somebody that's 3-0 this year. So.
Oh man.
So we don't have to worry about that for a few years, right?
Yeah.
We just need Bama to beat Georgia here, not this week, but next week.
That was such a stupid thing. Like that's such a classic like PR move because they're embarrassed that they didn't get the 47.
Yeah, they want to come up with some other record. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
Because we were like, haha, we still have the 47 win streak. Haha. Yeah. They were like, oh yeah, fine. Here's this other one that's not as impressive. So yeah, take that, Georgia.
Well, I'm rooting for Bama there. I'm just going to say it right now. So. Then this week we've got, obviously the big game, Oklahoma-Tennessee, game of the week. We got game day here. You want to go down for that?
I don't know.
You just want to stay home and watch it on TV?
Yeah, that would probably be better.
That's why we bought 75 inches of pure pleasure, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then OSU, number 14, is playing Utah, number 12. So the two
that could be a good day. That could be a good game.
Two biggest games in the country this week are in Oklahoma. Thoughts?
I mean, I don't hate OSU as much as I hate Texas.
Okay, good to know.
But I don't know. Utes are pretty dangerous. So
Utes are dangerous.
Could be a fun game.
Yeah. I forget the name of the quarterback they have come back, the long-haired kid, but they've
didn't he beat Lincoln?
Risen. He actually committed to OU, and then dropped us and went over to Utah.
Didn't he beat Lincoln?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I think he beat him twice, actually.
Yeah, Utah can beat him. So.
USC, Utah. Like that was another like kryptonite team where they'll just start.
Definitely.
Like they'll be playing and then they just get beaten by them for some reason.
I think that only started when Lincoln got there.
Yeah.
So. Other games of note, number 22, Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska's coming back.
What? Against number 24, Illinois. Illinois. I'm taking Nebraska there.
Yeah.
Big red machine. Clemson, NC State. Do we care about that game?
Hey, they played some good games back in the day when Venables was the defensive coordinator over there.
Yeah, definitely then.
So we'll see.
Yeah. But LSU, UCLA, again. Is UCLA a powerhouse these days? I think not. They're in the Big Ten now, so we'll give it credit. Georgia Tech, Louisville, another one I don't really care too much about. And then Michigan, which is not the old Michigan, is playing USC. So it's a Big Ten matchup. You know USC went to the Big Ten, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so,
much to Lincoln Riley's vexation, I imagine.
I would agree with you there, and I think that's probably the next biggest game this week. So another not so classic weekend.
We're not quite in the big games just yet.
Not just yet. But every week in the SEC's big games.
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
Every week. So that's what we got to look forward to for the rest of our lives. Right? You looking forward to it?
Oh yeah.
We'll be one of the top teams there here soon. So, all right, NFL.
Oh man.
Thursday night, Bills demolished the Dolphins 31-10, and your guy Tua, another concussion.
Yeah, he should just throw in the towel at this point.
So? I mean, he's a millionaire.
He's gonna
risk it. I mean, risk his millions to play more football. I mean, does he love it that much?
No, I don't. It's like,
and every time he gets knocked out, he looks like he's going into like a.
I know it's scaring everybody.
It's scary.
Like, look, I get you. I get one probably loves the game, and and's like, I can do this, but like, man, like when you have like concussion where you freeze up like that, that just scares people.
Scary. I don't like seeing it. I think you should give it up.
Even though he was the bane of our existence back in 2018 time when we played him back when we didn't have much of a defense.
Yeah. But the Bills, Josh Allen put on a show there, 31-10. It was not even as close as that. I think they felt sorry for him after Tua went down. So, now how about this one? I had already crowned the 49ers last week, right? Remember I said they're going to be in the Super Bowl. They look fantastic. They get beat by the Vikings.
Yeah, there were a couple of weird games this week.
23-17.
Yeah.
Now, do you understand why I don't gamble on football?
You've said it many times. You've said it many times.
There. And then your Cowboys.
Oh God.
Get boat raced against the lowly Saints. Derek Carr.
The only solace I can take at this point is that the Eagles lost in an embarrassing fashion. So that's the only thing that's good out of this.
You're going to deflect over to the Eagles?
Yeah. But aside from that, I watched a little bit of it, and I was so embarrassed, I couldn't even watch it anymore.
44-19. Friends down in Dallas. I mean, I should have listened to the radio station this week.
Oh, they probably would have been ripping Jerry a new one.
They may be on suicide watch.
Probably be ripping Jerry a new one. And ripping. I remember Ryan, my uncle, of course, texted me again and was like, "Oh man, they really blew a lot of money on Dax, didn't they?" And I'm like,
"I don't know. I don't know what Jerry's doing."
I'm just like, I just don't care at this point.
I guess that oil money never runs out. So, 44-19. Ouch. I think I'll listen to them tomorrow and see if they're still. Without shoelaces and having to eat with plastic knives and forks and stuff over there in Dallas. So, again, another reason I don't bet on football. It is not happening. It's the reason I don't gamble. Now, here's another one. Browns beat the Jaguars 18-13. Now, this was a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
And they beat the Jags 18-13. I got a guy that works with me. He lives in Jacksonville, went to the game. He didn't sound too good this Monday when I talked to him.
I imagine not.
Little disappointed. Now here's one I liked. The Buccaneers defeated your Lions.
Well,
your buddy's Lions.
Yeah.
20-16.
Yeah, played them tough. People are like, man, Baker's really, well, no pun intended, but baking over there.
Bacon, get a chef hat on, right? And all I have to say is go bake.
Yeah.
Go bake. Continue to bake. Go Baker. I love you, man. Raiders beat the Ravens 26-23.
Yeah, Ravens are a good team. They just keep slipping on themselves or something. I don't know what's going on.
What's up with the Ravens this
year? Man, last week they were so close to beating or not beating them, but they would have gone into overtime, and
the Chiefs,
we'll see what happened there.
By the inch,
but the inch, yeah. I thought that was a dumb call, but it was technically right.
Yeah, this game I would have sworn the Ravens would have demolished the Raiders, and so another example, Britt.
Another why you don't gamble.
That's right. Exactly right. The Cardinals, led by your buddy Kyler Murray, 41-10 over the Rams.
Looks like the Cardinals are
not bad.
Not bad.
I guess Kyler was hurt last year. I guess he's back fully and looking great. Chiefs squeak one out against the Bengals, 26-25, after the Bengals looked horrible in week 1.
Yeah, don't underestimate the Bengals. Yeah, again,
NFL.
Wounded animal.
Can't predict that.
Most dangerous.
Texans beat the Bears. Caleb Williams gets his first loss. Looked okay.
Bears is just embarrassing at this point. Did you hear about some of the stuff that went down last year?
With the Bears?
Yeah, there was like an FBI got called on him.
Did not hear about this.
Yeah, it's in free fall in Chicago. Okay. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, they're in free fall right now.
And then the Falcons, the game you've already mentioned, beat the Eagles.
Oh man, what an embarrassing loss!
Last example of the week. I don't gamble, especially on the NFL. I can barely stand fantasy football.
So. Yeah, no, that was such an easy pass, Saquon. Saquon is cursed. He's always getting hurt, or he's just making mistakes on crucial. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, Kirk Cousins showed up and was like, "I'm gonna be Peyton Manning for 5 minutes."
Yeah.
And they beat the Eagles
at
home.
So
I bet the Eagles fans are absolutely thrilled by that.
So I don't remember our predictions exactly on the NFL last week.
I remember thinking that the Dolphins were going to beat the Bills, so I'm just going to eat crap on that one.
Okay, and I thought that Dallas was going to beat the lowly Saints, I think I mentioned.
Yeah.
And I definitely thought the Eagles were going to beat the Falcons. So
any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. Now this week, Thursday night game, Jets versus the Pats. Pats won the first game.
I think did they win last?
No, they lost last week.
Oh, they lost? No.
Yeah, so they're 1-1.
Jets. Oh God.
Aaron Rodgers. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I know who he is. I know him well. He's the bane of many Cowboy fans' existence for a while. I don't know, man. I mean, Jets are kind of zigzagging between, hey, they're actually getting pretty good to, that's disappointing. Patriots are kind of going, they're separated from Darth Belichick.
That's true.
I don't know what that game's going to look like.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and root for Aaron Rodgers. Not a big Pats fan. They've won enough over their lifetime.
Yeah.
They don't need any more wins. Bucks, we got Bake coming in against the Broncos. Thoughts on that? Bake got that one?
I think Bake's got that one. Broncos are kind of Broncos are... Well, they were a clown show, but I don't know what the Broncos did last week. They got Sean Payton, though.
That's true.
Now, I would dare say past his prime Sean Payton, but Sean Payton nonetheless. I thought Mac Brown was past his prime, and then he went over to North Carolina and started tearing it up over there. So
now, knowing the NFL, the Buccaneers 2-0, looking sweet. Broncos, like you said, kind of not back to their old self. Definitely Bucks going to win. I don't think so. I'm rooting for Baker, obviously, but I'm not giving that one to him just yet. Colts versus the Bears. Colts have been looking decent this year. Bears.
Yeah, their quarterback he shoots the ball too hard. If he learns how to.
He needs to put a little air under that. Yeah. Little touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop doing the fastballs.
Yeah, I'm going to go Colts there. And then the Cards come right back in to play your buddy's Detroit Lions. So.
I have no idea who. I'd say that the Lions have a better team, but hey, Kyler and Arizona look pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I'm leaning Detroit. I'm like you. And then the Cowboys come up against a kind of probably irritated Ravens team. That's not good news for the Cowboys, is it? If they're trying to get right. Can they beat the Ravens?
They could if they have their act together. Yeah. But
Cowboys are always together, right?
Cowboys are always zigzagging.
Yeah. They need to throw it to CD more.
Yeah. No,
that's brought back Ezekiel Elliott. Why, Jerry? Why are we doing these things?
But they brought back Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah. I'm a bad Cowboys fan. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. And then we got 2 Monday night games coming up this week. We got the Jags versus the Bills. Got to lean Bills on that one, right?
Yeah.
And then the Commanders, how did they get on Monday night? Who'd they pay off? Was that one of...
The Commies are going up against the Bengals.
Okay. You leaning Bengals there?
I'm leaning Bengals.
Okay.
Bengals are probably pretty mad after losing And the Commies are pretty embarrassing football organizations. Yeah. So Yeah, I'm going with Bengals.
Yep, Snyder left him a little in shambles there, so I'm going to lean Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, if Snyder wasn't already screwing him over, he left him high and dry after he left. One last middle finger to the fan base.
Yeah. So I guess this is it, Britt.
Oh.
You ready for the SEC? It's coming right now. There's no more thinking about it, wishing for it.
All I'm saying is, OU.
BOU.
BOU. Yeah.
Sooner football. We're not scared of anybody. SEC. We're being OU.
It's going to be a nail biter at best. Yeah. So, good luck, boys. That's all I got to say.
Boy, I think we could win it. I think we can beat Tennessee. You got to start out 1-0 in the SEC.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it.
All right. Any other comments?
Episode. Oh, yeah. One last thing. Got another good comment from Jonas Grumby.
Oh, Jonas is back. Thanks, Jonas.
And he said, the good news is you are in the SEC now, so if you go 6-5, you will probably get in the playoffs.
Jonas knows his football. I like that. Way to go, Jonas.
Yeah, leave more comments. We do like reading them.
Fans, we love your feedback. We know we need to get better, but we can't do that unless we get our feedback, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Jonas, thank you very much. Thanks
and
for watching
thank you
the show,
for all the other comments.
Thanks for the comments.
So. All right. But yes, this has been yet another week of SEC version of Days of Sooners. Until next time, Sooner.
All right. Let's do it.